Hey,
Oh,
bro.
hello, my friend.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Nice. Yeah, perfect. Very good. How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm alone at home now.
Ah, yeah, good. Everyone went out.
Yeah, daycare.
Ni-
My wife is working, so
Yeah,
good,
nice.
good to be quiet for a while.
Yeah, yeah, good, good. Is it very cold in Holland now?
Yeah, it's winter, man. It's winter. So I think today is 2 degrees or something, 4 degrees. I'm not sure, but it's cold.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, yeah, it's too cold.
just yeah. I'm just last weekend we had snow. We had snow
Yeah, it
last.
was snowing.
Yeah.
Did your boys like to play in the snow?
But it was not so much. So well, basically, just my older one just went out. I went out with him, and then we just play a little bit. But we couldn't really make a snowman. Just a
Yeah.
snowballs, like just a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
make
not
some
so big.
snowballs and throw the balls at each other is good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But not really too. There was not too much snow around, so the amount of snow outside was not really enough to make a snowman.
Yeah, I see.
It's
When
not like
you,
Colorado or
yeah,
Boston.
no, where my family is, they get a lot of snow in Colorado and Boston. Normally in Holland, do you get more snow or only a little?
It really depends. So when I moved first here, there was more snow around, much more. But over the years, I've seen that it's getting less and less. Maybe it's
Ah,
global
yes,
warming.
the global warming, yeah, the climate change.
Yeah, yeah, it could be, and yeah, that's what
Yeah.
people think. But it's
Yeah,
getting
some
warmer.
people have some people who fight against that, you know?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah. How many years now have you lived in Holland?
Yeah, that's a good question because I actually I came first in 2010, and then I made what we call the sandwich fellowship in Brazil.
Ah,
So
nice.
we spent a couple of months. So in my case, was a year in a lab or in another group, research group, and then you come back. I did that, and then later I was invited because I did a good job, I think. I was invited
Yeah. I
to the
believe.
whole PhD. Yeah, I was invited, and then I did a whole PhD here. But then I stayed until 2014, and then I got a kind of we call funding or grants to go back to Brazil. And I went back, but then I went to Curitiba, as you know, and I stayed there for 2 years. So then I have this lack, and then because I'm married to a Dutch woman, my
Yes.
wife is Dutch. Then we decided to go back to the Netherlands, and I also got a kind of a job offer here to work as a researcher. This is what
Oh,
I'm doing
nice.
now
Yeah.
in the
Very cool.
hospital close to Amsterdam. Job is nice. We decided to go back. So, but in total, since 2010, I have this relationship with the Netherlands.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very good. Yeah, you've been there a long time. You were one of my first students many years ago in Brasilia. No, I think 12
really?
years
Wow,
ago,
I
maybe.
didn't
I
know I
don't know
was
how
one
long.
of the first. I know.
Yeah,
I knew I was the best one.
yeah, the best, certainly, always. Yes. Um, and before you started studying English with me, tell us a little bit, how did you first start studying English? Did you study English in school when you were younger?
Yeah, I did. But as you know, you probably know by now that English in school in Brazil is not really, it's not really good. But I was always like I like to listen to music. I was always I have like a little bit of I like the language, like
Yeah,
English per se.
nice.
Yeah, and then let me see if I don't want my face to be cut, huh?
Yeah, right. Yeah, the girls would like to see the handsome guy, of course.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
yeah,
Andrea saying hello. Hi, Andrea.
yeah. Yeah, I can see that actually. I just see you. So
Oh, yeah, you
if
don't
you
see the comments. Oh, okay.
no, maybe you
Oh,
need to do something, but well,
I
I don't
don't
see it.
know. Oh, strange.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I will tell you when people say hi.
But yeah, so then I did just little school, English school outside the school. In Brazil you have this courses like Fisk is one of the famous one. Other ones I'm not gonna make advertisement,
Yeah.
but anyway, I got lucky because I study in my high school. Actually, my English got better. I went to the military school in Brasilia,
Oh,
and
nice.
there all the disciplines, you know, all the subjects are really hard. So including English. However, the English is strong in grammar and in reading, writing, got
Yeah.
really good. But the listening and the speaking skills was really not good. Even today, I don't think it's perfect, but I can consider myself fluently because of you,
Yeah. Ah,
probably.
well, partly because of me, and also you've lived a long time living abroad. How much of a difference does that help when with your learning English when you live in a place where you need to communicate every day? Doesn't it make a big difference?
A lot, a huge difference.
Yeah.
As you, no, yeah, actually, when you go abroad and then you see, oh, now is now is real. Now is not time for a testing or exam. You know, like now shit got real.
Yeah,
But
right.
yeah, I have a different. I never been to the United States, but I guess it would be I would get more like the core of the language. Because when I went to the UK, I saw there is a big difference when you speak to a native English person, when someone
Yeah,
who learn or is your second language is different. So I think that is
yeah,
a
certainly.
that depends, of course.
Yeah,
But
and
in
then
Europe, you
the
have
British English is very different from the American English too. Yeah.
yeah, and the Irish. So
Yeah, oh,
people
I
are
think the Irish is not really English. I don't know. Sometimes I can't understand too. I can joke about them because those are my people.
okay, good. Yeah, but in Europe you have most of the people have a very good English, especially in the Netherlands, I would say.
Yeah,
And then I could learn with them. But most of the people here has a base on the American English because they watch TV since they are kids without how do you call that actually when in Brazil you just double, right? Double? That's the word.
dubbing, without dubbing
Double.
or without subtitles. Yeah.
Yeah. And then no, here they put the subtitles, but
uh,
without that. Not making
without dubbing, good.
like Arnold Schwarzenegger, the voice, different voice
Yeah.
for Bruce Willis.
Yes. Yes, it's very strange to me when I put here in Brazil. Sometimes my wife, your sister, she puts on a movie and it's Tom Cruise, but there's some other guy talking. It's very strange. I don't like the dubbing. I don't.
Yeah,
It's very distracting from the movie.
I also don't like it. I never like it actually. But when since I was a kid, my father also just we watch movies always with subtitles in English, subtitles in Portuguese, of course. And
Yeah.
then later I start to put subtitles in English. I think is a good tip. But you can learn a lot. But when you need to speak and you need to be yourself and you want to put words in a different language, that's another story. So when
Yeah,
I came
certainly.
the first year, I was really like raw, like just
Yeah.
speaking most of the phrase that I memorized, like, but I could not be in a, well, after having class with you, actually, I start to have my own, discussion because we like to talk a lot about different subjects, politics.
Yes. Drink
Back
some
in the
beer and
days,
talk politics, huh?
yeah, back in the days when people were not so left and right.
Yes, could have a better conversation, no?
Bad
And back in the
conversation.
days when we could go to the bar, these days we
Back,
can't really go to the bar.
yeah, that's sad, man. That's sad.
Yeah,
Back in the
hopefully
days,
soon.
yeah. And then I went, and then I put myself in this to live in a student house with a lot of different nationalities, different cultures, and different accent. This is also important. And then
Yes,
it's
right.
funny, like you just pick it up. I think it was after 1 month I was dreaming in English already, and then it's just automatic.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
nice. I don't know about you when you dream in English. For me, when I dream in Portuguese, because your English is much better than my Portuguese, as you know. So when I dream in Portuguese, everyone in my dreams speaks Portuguese like me, with all the same mistakes and everything. It's very funny.
I don't know. Actually, that's a I'll start to pay more attention on the
Nice.
accent.
Nice.
But
Tell us. Sorry, go ahead.
no, yeah, because now I think well, I still live not in a people here is not native speakers.
Yeah.
So then I need to learn the language like you are learning Portuguese. So I think my level in Dutch is the same as yours in Portuguese.
Yeah, I don't know. Dutch is pretty difficult, I imagine, isn't it? No?
I think for a native English speaker, probably not, because the grammar is not so difficult. It's more the
Oh, yeah?
pronunciation
Yeah.
is difficult, but the structure of the language not so challenged. But the
Oh,
pronunciation,
nice.
the word is really, like the way they talk is completely different than what is writing down in a note. You need to
You
be good.
have, of course, your wife is Dutch, you
Yeah.
are Brazilian, and you both speak English. And for the people who are watching, you have three little boys. Will you teach them all three languages? What is your plan for them for English and Portuguese and Dutch?
Yeah, that's funny actually, because now, well, I have a 3 years old and two twins that they have 10 months now,
Yeah.
and I plan to. So Lucas is the 3 years old. Let's put the names.
Yeah.
He's already actually since November, I think he's starting speaking Portuguese like almost like a native, but
Oh,
with a little
nice.
bit of an accent. So that
Yeah.
accent a little bit weird, but yeah, I can only speak with him in Portuguese, and that's how I'm gonna do for the other ones. So then
Oh, nice.
you're gonna learn from me Portuguese, Dutch from all around because we're gonna spend. We are living here, right? So there's no other way. He's gonna pick it up, and he speak like a native. But English, actually, he can understand sometimes. That's interesting.
That's nice. Yeah.
But he can speak, but he speaks better than me actually. Like the pronunciation is really good.
Yeah, he
He's a,
will be a native
yeah,
speaker. I have a
and
couple of people asking questions. Luca, my student. Hi, Luca. Welcome. And Anderson, yes, Anderson, you can watch this live. This live will be recorded now. It's live, but later it will be on our site, and you can watch it anytime you want. It'll be on the Talk with Brian. So let's go back. Yeah, I think, yes, your boys, probably, they will speak native, like Portuguese and English and Dutch. It'll be great.
yeah, and then next year he's going to school. So then at school in the Netherlands, some of the schools you have English from day one. So that's how they speak super well as well. And it is really like really, and they need to speak is really teaching, not like in Brazil the books on the table or the
Yeah.
to be forever, to be or not to be. That's it.
Yeah.
Cool. No,
Yeah, in
yeah,
Brazil, the books on the table is the famous expression for the English class,
yeah,
no? Let me ask you about you before you moved to Holland and work in science and laboratory. You studied. What was the subject you studied at university? And did you need to know English while you were taking the classes at the university?
yeah. When you do the post graduation, so after I did my master and the master and the PhD, partly, yeah, in Brazil. So you need before to apply, you need to be in a certain level of English. They
Yeah.
don't they don't tell you to know how to speak or to listening, uh, but you need to know how to write and read a text and make
Uh,
your interpretation of the text on your own. So make up your own ideas. So you have to be good at it. But the speaking and the speaking skills and the listening skills, no. However, when you decide to go abroad, then the university here in the Netherlands, in most of the universities around the world, I think, they tell you to have either a TOEFL, it's the most famous, I
yeah.
guess, or
So
IELTS. IELTS,
IELTS, yeah.
do you know? So
Yeah, I think,
I
what
decided,
did we study together a long time ago? We did IELTS, I think, sometimes, no?
yeah, IELTS, yeah. We did IELTS. So
It was
that's
many
why I
years
decided.
ago.
Many years ago, but they changed a little bit. But yeah, you know, like everything now is online. So,
Nice.
but I like it because actually the difference on the TOEFL and the IELTS was that the IELTS you have when you speak with someone is not like a recording or back in the days. Huh? I don't know now, but you have like an interview, like someone sitting in front of you, and then the person is talking. So then I think for me it was better. I felt more comfortable.
Yeah,
So
when you take these tests, how important is it to do well on those tests to get a good job in Europe or in a foreign country?
yeah, good one. So the IELTS, you have the academic tests, and you have also what I think they call general something. In that one, most of the companies they ask you for some kind of test like this. So it's a bit different. It's more technical, the other one, but and then if you don't have, depending on the university actually, or depending on the company, they ask you for a certain, let's say, you have to have score of 5 or 8 or
Yeah,
depends. So depends.
they have a minimum score that you need.
Yeah, it depends on the university how they will, you know, evaluate that for your English.
Yeah.
But I think mine was minimal 7, I guess, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
most
Nice.
of minimum 7, and then you and I have like 8 or 9.
And of course,
I had a
that's
good grade. It was not
yeah.
bad.
You're a good student, I know. When you do the IELTS or TOEFL, that's excellent for your work or to study at a university or to work abroad. That's important. But how important is it to have at least a base of English to communicate when you first arrive? What do you need to know when you arrive, like to find a place to live, to find food, and all these things? How important is it?
I consider like if someone give you the key, you know, to a door, and then you enter in a new world.
Yeah,
Like if you
right.
don't know English or don't know how to speak in a foreign country, then you basically lost. I would
Yeah,
say that. Yeah. So you need to know how to speak, and you know, like it's totally different from a classroom when someone's speaking very slow to you. That's what I like about you, that you just speak, you know, because that's exactly
yeah.
what's gonna
Just
happen.
thought.
Yeah, if you want to a real situation, nobody's gonna slow down just because you're a foreigner. You know,
Yeah,
sometimes
especially.
like
I think in United States, I don't know Europe very well, but I think United States certainly, the people are not so polite with foreigners. It's one reason I love Brazil. As you know, I've lived in Brazil now 13 years. The Brazilian people are more patient with foreigners compared to the United States. Would you say that's also true for Europe in Holland?
Well, in Holland, yes. No. In Holland, they are polite. They are
Ah,
polite.
nice.
They are shy in a way. They say, "Ah, I don't speak English." Speaking in English, I don't speak English
Yeah.
very well, but you know, you can take that street here, go down, speak very clearly. You know, like
Nice.
super
Yeah.
well. Say no, but I don't speak super well. Huh? They're really like humble in that sense. So
Ah, that's great.
they don't really
Yeah,
show
when I
the
came
skill.
to Brazil, I didn't even know how to say bom dia. So it was very nice. The Brazilian people made me feel at home. That's why I love it here. um,
Good.
Let me ask you, tell me, are some of the cultural differences between Brazil and Europe, what would you say are some of the biggest differences that you found?
Yeah, that's a lot, man. That's a lot.
Yeah?
One is Brazilian people, as you are just saying that Brazilian people is much warmer. Not only, I would say there are the way. For example, in the Netherlands, people don't have that culture that we as Latinos, or Latin countries, usually Italy, Portugal, Spain, we have this culture to everything is related to the food, right?
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, that's great. I love it. But here, you don't have that. So
No.
what you so for example, most of people don't even have proper lunch. You know,
Yeah, really?
yeah, they just have sandwich, and they're
Oh,
okay. And then,
I,
but okay. in the night they have the potato, smashed potato,
Have
some
a
sausage
steak.
or
Yeah.
steak or meat or something, or vegetables, but no rice, no beans. So this
Yes.
the most difficult was this culture around the food, because I was used to that a lot, and you have to adapt. Otherwise, you
Yes,
can't live.
certainly. I love living in Brazil because I don't really care much about clothes or car or anything, but I like to spend my money on good food and good drinks. And here in Brazil, we can definitely celebrate that. I learned a valuable lesson, how important the food culture in Brazil is. When I went to visit a family's house one day, and I was not hungry, and the mother of my friend offered me something, and I was being polite. I said no, thank you, but she was very offended. She, no, you need to eat.
Yeah, I know. So this is number one, and then number two, I would say people here is really direct to the point. Like they don't, like in Brazil, people or most Latin countries, they will not say to you, "I don't like you," or not tell you in your face
Yeah.
what's on, what is wrong, what is right. They will kind of circle around and try to make you find out on your own
Yes.
somehow. And that's here doesn't happen. So then, at work, like this is it. If they like you, they like. If they don't like you, you will know in the first in the first 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
that's something that I had to adapt it as well. So it was a little bit of shock. So then I also they have this people has to respect your space. Like don't touch me too much, or like individuality in the Netherlands is really something they you have to take into account here.
Yeah, I imagine when I came to Brazil from the United States, I was shocked by
Yeah,
how many people were giving me hugs and kisses. I thought all the girls loved me because everyone was giving me a kiss, Wow, nice. And it was very different. I really like it now. I've become accustomed to the physical contact. It's nice, I think. It's a good feeling. But in other countries, it's not so common, I think.
yeah, yeah. That's true. And it's Europe, United States, like I'm not sure. Maybe in Portugal, Italy, I know that people like to touch as well. But if you go up in Europe, then the more people are more like respect my own space, and you just need to adapt. It's part of the culture.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I think one of the worst things in Brazil uh, about the coronavirus, besides, of course, all the serious problems of health and people dying, is this effect that it's had on the proximity. Because when I
Yeah.
see people and when we were together, if you see a friend or a neighbor down the street, you normally I give him a hug and, oh man, how are you doing? And now we need
Yeah.
to stay apart.
Yeah. It cannot take risks with this pandemic around. That's terrible.
How is the pandemic now in where you live? How is it going there?
Yeah, here in the Netherlands, the pandemic, we are in lockdown. So the numbers were before Christmas was really up, and then we were in a partial. They call it a partial lockdown. So you could still do a lot of things, but now we are really in lockdown. So after 8, you cannot go out. You cannot buy drinks. Alcohol is not allowed, and that's to buy, and everything is on supermarket, and go home and work from home if you can. If you work in a hospital, then yeah, you can go, but limit. But it's really bad. And also, I think now they change it because they changed just this week. Huh? Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear the signal got a little bit bad there. Is it okay for you now?
Yeah, I can see your connection a little bit. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's my connection or yours.
I don't know, but that's okay. Don't
Uh,
worry. Uh,
but anyway, I was thinking, then you can't go out to visit anyone, so until February. So they
oh
stop,
yeah.
like the
Well,
social interaction is really your own family, or you can do too much now until February.
I see. So they have a serious lockdown, huh? Is it all of Europe, or is where you live is more strict?
Yeah, more here now is more strict. After Christmas, a lot of people went to see the families, and then they spread a lot of virus. Spread a lot. The number of cases increased. They decide, okay, let's go all in now.
Yeah.
So February, and then the numbers are already showing that it's getting better. So
yeah, that's a good expression for my students to know. All in. All in is we need to go 100%. You know, it's a good expression. Very good.
Yeah, all
Nice,
in.
nice. You work as a scientist. You're a researcher. You know very well the subject about medicine and these things. Are you optimistic about 2021 and the vaccination, or how would you describe your expectation for the next few months?
The few months, I think it will still be the same. I have no sorry. I'm not optimistic for the few months, but for the long term, like in 2022, I think we are beyond that. So there are things that in the field that I think was good. People open their researcher, so they open the books, you know, like the science behind of the treatment and some of the vaccines, and that's allowed to. They put a lot of money as well, so it allows to speed up stuff that was kind of stuck. So we have now these new vaccines. I know about 100, at least 100 kind of vaccines that will be coming up.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah, there are tests now, so there will be a lot of variation of vaccines.
Our lovely sister-in-law, Dr. Andrea, she is asking if the vaccine has already been released where you live.
In the Netherlands, yes, they are doing now the Pfizer vaccine. So first was the doctors and the nurse, only people they were the priority for the government.
Yes, of course.
Now they're going to the elderly people, and then I'll be like after April for sure, like.
Yeah.
I'm not in the risk group, so I'm fine. So
yeah, you and I, we're not so old, but we're not so young. We're right in the middle. So
yeah, so yeah, just wait and see. But that's good. You can
would
see.
Would you say, as someone who knows about the subject, are you confident in the vaccines? Do you think they are generally very safe to take?
Depends. Depend on the vaccine on the vaccine.
Yeah.
So the RNA vaccine is a bit still. We don't know exactly what's going to happen in the long term. However, all the tests, because people like to say that people rush it up or speed up the tests, but that's not true. They just go in the emergency level, so everything was behind. You know, like what we are in a pandemic, right? So then let's put that first. And they passed all the tests. So the FDA said after 2 months, if you don't have FDA, for the people who doesn't know, by now I think people already know, right? The NIH, FDA, all this.
Yes, all the different organizations that approve the different vaccines. Huh?
Yeah, exactly, and the drugs and everything. So then basically they ask for 2 months. If you do a trial after 2 months, you have no side effects. Well, strong side effects, and you're good to go, basically. And the RNA technology is around more than 10 years. More than 10 years. So that's a good thing, but you don't know exactly what's going to happen because it was never tested in such a large scale.
Yes.
And I saw that in Norway, they were people with elderly people, fragile. They were having they died, actually, to be honest. I saw that 30 people died because of the vaccine. I don't know if they're investigating, but it's more or less for sure. But they are fragile. But for the normal people, this new vaccine that has nothing to worry about it. But we're still figuring out. And the good thing about this new RNA one is because it's very easy to just, if you have a new variant in the virus, you can adapt the vaccine quite fast.
Oh yeah, nice. Very good.
Which with the other one, the classical one, you could never do stuff like that without, sometimes years.
Yes, I
Just
was I was reading about this. I am a layman. A layman is a person who's not an expert. We call a layman. So as a
good one.
layman, I don't know about any of these things. I'm not a scientist. I'm very far from it. Uh, I was reading about the classical way. I believe the coronavac, the Chinese vaccine, is a classical one that's coming to Brazil. Are
Exactly.
you confident about the classical way, or do you think the new RNA is better, or there's not a big difference? What is your opinion?
The classical is in terms of side effects and well, we know what's gonna happen, so it's nothing new there. So I would say it's okay, no problem. The thing is, it's good to have different vaccine actually, because then you can. What's the goal of the vaccination is to get the level of the population that we call the immunity, the
Yes, the herd
immunity,
immunity. Herd
the
immunity.
herd, yeah, the herd immunity.
Nice.
Good one. When you get that, you don't need to be 100% of the population. Oh, no, you don't have to vaccinate all the population. You need, depending on how the virus is spreading or the effect of this virus, then you can do, for example, I think with the coronavirus, you could do, depending on the vaccine, of course. That's why you need to worry about the efficiency of this vaccine. So,
Yes.
for example, it's coronavac 50%, which means you need to vaccinate more people. That's what that.
Yeah.
But it's not like the vaccine's not going to work. You just need to vaccinate more, because then you. But if you add all the other vaccine, then you will have this herd immunity.
Great.
Yeah, it's
Very
something.
good. The herd immunity, is it possible to get herd immunity without the vaccine, or is necessary to have the vaccine?
It's necessary to have the vaccine. You never, no, you're never gonna reach, the level on time.
Uh,
As you know, like until now, we have a lot of people dying, and it's not even half of the population with the immunity. I don't know how many percent in Brazil,
yes.
but over here it's like the minimal, not even 10%. So then, with the vaccine, you need to reach 75%. I think. I'm not sure, but I think
My
it's around
my
there.
my grandmother got the vaccine in the United States last week. The
Oh,
first
good.
of the family in the United States to get the vaccination.
She's
She got
okay.
it. She's feeling okay. So hopefully everything went fine.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
think the
it's a little bit of a risk, I think, for the older people. Know that she's about 85, but she's healthy for her age.
she's healthy, then it's okay. She's getting the
Yeah,
Moderna. The Moderna, I think that
I believe it's the Moderna. I believe
yeah,
so. Yeah.
the American one, and does is not there's no problem as far as I know. But maybe someone knows if there is any strong side effects. Yeah, but I would say we need to do this. I mean, you need to have
Yeah.
variation because it's a pandemic, so you cannot just
Yeah.
wait and see what happens.
I think first, I appreciate all the information. It's very nice to hear from someone who knows about the subject. Also, I think it's great for my students on Instagram to see how it can be when you speak English at a high level after you study a lot. You can communicate about many different subjects. It's really great, isn't it, to be able to understand and talk about different things in a different language.
Yeah, well, learning a language, man, is like it's, as I said, is open the doors for a whole new world. Not only in job offers, or not only your career, if you're thinking about that, but also personal. I met my wife because I speak English. So
Yes, yeah. I tell my single friends, the single guys who study with me, if you learn English, you can meet some more different girls in other countries, different people, different
yeah,
guys, whatever you like, and it's nice.
yeah, it opens also. You can make friendships. I have friends from all over the world actually, and we all
Yeah,
speak English when we met. When we meet sometime, we all speak English as well. And yeah, it's well, now you need to think a little bit like if you wanted to really learn, or do you want to just stay in that level. That's what
yeah,
I thought. Okay, but yeah, what about the next level, right? Because you're not only thinking about your job, but also, like you said, just talking about different things, what's coming out. So in the beginning, I was really worried about to speak exactly exactly the way it is. You know, trying to not make too many mistakes. Of course, you have this in the back of your head.
Yeah.
But at some point, you also have to let it go a little bit, and that's why
Yes, it's very
that's what I
important.
like it about you, actually, because you have this approach that you can just sit and talk without
Yes,
really.
exactly.
And from my experience, the native speakers, they really they just let it go. People don't really criticize too much, you know, like
No,
let
no,
you.
and we have an expression, don't let perfect be the enemy of the good. The important thing is
Good one.
to be able to be understood, especially if you're traveling and just having a good time. Of course, at work, you need to be more careful because it's your job. But generally, if you don't need English for work, but just to travel and to communicate,
Yeah,
you don't need to be perfect. You need to be understood and make an effort. I think most people appreciate when a foreigner makes an effort in their language and tries to communicate with them. It's really nice.
absolutely. Yeah, I say the same in Brazil, and probably you're facing that when you speak Portuguese, and people are like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
the people
yeah."
they like my Portuguese, I think. It's very funny for everyone. Yeah, it's good.
Good one.
Well, my friend, we can finish for today. I appreciate so much your coming on. It was great to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Was
and
glad.
give my love to their family and say hi for them.
Yeah.
And I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay. Say hi to everyone there as well.
All right,
And
thank you.
keep it up. Your channel is really cool. I'm following.
Ah, thank you. I appreciate it. Tell everyone about it.
Yeah, sure.
All
Okay.
right.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.